Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel, Journey to Understand the Bible. I'm your host, Damien. In our last episode, we went over Genesis 15, and it was the Lord's covenant promise to Abram, where Abram told the Lord that he doesn't have any kids, and he didn't want to leave all of his possessions to his servant. And the Lord promised him that he was going to have a family, and he said, count how many stars is in the sky, and he's going to have about as many descendants as there are stars in the sky. But their catch is that they're going to be oppressed, and they're going to be in I call it slavery, but basically they're going to be oppressed for 400 years. And that was pretty much the Genesis 15. So now we're going to go ahead and keep it pushing. We're going to go into Genesis 16, the birth of Ishmael. Now Sarai, Abram's wife, had not been able to bear children for him, but she had an Egyptian servant named Hagar. So Sarai said to Abram, "The Lord has prevented me from having children. Go and sleep with my servant. Perhaps I can have children through her." And Abram agreed with Sarai's proposal. So Sarai, Abram's wife, took Hagar, the Egyptian servant, and gave her to Abram as a wife. This happened 10 years after Abram had settled in the land of Canaan. So Abram had sexual relations with Hagar, and she became pregnant. But when Hagar knew she was pregnant, she began to treat her mistress, Sarai, with contempt. Then Sarai said to Abram, "This is all your fault. I put my servant into your arms, but now that she's pregnant, she treats me with contempt. The Lord will show who's wrong, you or me." Abram replied, "Look, she is your servant, so deal with her as you see fit." Then Sarai treated Hagar so harshly that she finally ran away. The angel of the Lord found Hagar beside a spring of water in the wilderness, along the road to Shur. The angel said to her, "Hagar, Sarai's servant, where have you come from, and where are you going?" "I'm running away from my mistress Sarai," she replied. The angel of the Lord said to her, "Return to your mistress and submit to her authority." Then he added, "I will give you more descendants than you can count." And the angel also said, "You are now pregnant and will give birth to a son. You are to name him Ishmael, which means God hears. For the Lord has heard your cries of distress. This son of yours will be a wild man, as untamed as a wild donkey. He will raise his fist against everyone, and everyone will be against him. Yes, he will live in open hostility against all his relatives." Therefore Hagar used another name to refer to the Lord who had spoken to her. She said, "You are the God who sees me." She also said, Have I truly seen the one who sees me?" So that well was named Bir La Haroi, which means well of the living one who sees me. It can still be found between Kadesh and Berit. So Hagar gave Abram a son, and Abram named him Ishmael. Abram was 86 years old when Ishmael was born. Let's see. You guys can't see all of that, right? And that's the end of the chapter 16. And so what I'm getting from this is, the chapter, I guess, was basically Sarah and her servant's story. Sarah and Hagar's story. Sarah couldn't have any kids. Hagar had the kid by her husband. She gave her permission to have a kid by her husband. Then she got a big head and forgot that her mistress actually let her do it, and then she started being disrespectful, and then Abram, he was like, "Hey man, that ain't between me. That's that. I mean, you want to say do it, and it's your servant. You punished her." And then I guess Sarah was being really, really, really mean, or meaner than what Hagar was to her. And Hagar ran away, but then the Lord made a promise that if she go back, that she would have a big family, and that's pretty much chapter 16. So if you guys like that and y'all want to keep going even into Genesis 17, just keep following, and I'll upload the next video. Catch you guys later.